Hello guys, my name is Khan, and in today's video we will discuss that how you can copy paste the data in Excel with the help of VBA. So before going further, I will just give you an example. What does it mean by copy paste? So I will be working on this book one. Before going further, I will save it first. This is the folder where I like to save. Instead of Excel workbook, I will be saving it as Excel macro enabled workbook because I will be writing a macro with the help of VBA in this video or in this workbook. So what does it mean by copy paste? So suppose if you are writing down something here like book one, and suppose if you want to copy it somewhere else, you can paste it here, and you can see the book one got pasted here. So in order to paste it here, you can press Ctrl V, or there are many other options too. So suppose if I copy this again, Ctrl C, and then if I right click it, there's a option simply as paste, and then we have paste special options. So paste special options can allow you that you want to paste as a format or as a column weight. So here different examples that I will go through one by one, or as a value. So first I will discuss simple copy pasting and how you can do it with the help of VBA. So let's start it. So suppose I will need two sheets. So first sheet I have this sheet. So suppose I'm writing book one here, book one here again. So suppose for book one till from A7 to so A1 to A7 we have this data, and I want to copy it in different ways. So let's start how we can copy it. So I will go to my developer tab. This is the Visual Basic. So I will start creating. So I have two sheets. This is my book one XLSM file. So whenever you save your file as a macro enabled file, it will not be saved as .xlsx file. It will be saved as XLSM file. So it means that it's saved as macro enabled file. So first what I will do, I will insert a module so that I able to start writing macro. So here I can start writing my macro, which will be saying sub. You can name it whatever you want. I will be saying copy underscore pasting and bracket close. So this is the macro that I will be writing. So first macro that I'm trying to write is simple copy pasting. And now suppose this is the file. So what I will do some formatting changes here. Control V, so that we able to I will able to tell how the formatting will get copy pasted. So suppose if I also increase the column width. So the first thing what I will try to do, I will try to copy this cells from A1 to A7 and try to paste in within the sheet one in the C column. How can I do that? Through the help of macro. So I will write down first I will select the range. It's from A1 to A7 dot copy. So by saying copy, I will be able to copy that data, and then after space you can see it asking me what's the destination. So again I will say range, and you can paste it like this, range, and then I will be saying C1 to C7. And now let's see if I execute this code, what will happen. So this is the sheet, and currently I just want to copy paste within the sheet one in the C column. Let's do, how can I do it? If I execute it, you can see that my data got pasted here, but under the a simple copy pasting, the important thing to note here is that it copy pasted the color behind it and also the font style, but it didn't copy pasted the column width. As you can see, there are different column width. Another thing that I like to show is that we have copied the data from A1 to A7, but while mentioning that at which destination you want to paste, you don't need to mention the full range. You suppose if you want that your pasting starts from C1, you can just refer to C1 too. Let's see if I do that. Will I get an error or not? Let's do. And suppose if I just delete it again, also delete the format too, so that you're able to see that things happen or not. So now if I do it, and now you can see even that way the code is working. So while pasting, you don't need to specify the exact full range. You just tell start pasting from this cell. So this is one of the way. Now the other thing that I would like to show, that how you can copy paste the data within the same workbook but in different sheets. So suppose you want to copy this data, selected data, and want to paste it into sheet 2. How you can write down with the help of macro. So in order to do that, what I will be saying, I will be mentioning the worksheet. So I will be saying worksheet, and then I'll be mentioning the sheet 1 from where I want to go, VBA to go first, and then I will be saying copy. Okay, I will say copy this range, and then I will say copy, and then after space I will be mentioning that in which sheet I want to paste. So suppose I want to paste in sheet 2. So what I will do, I will copy it again and paste it here after space. Make sure that you have entered a space after copy, and instead of sheet 1 I will change it to sheet 2. Let's do if it works or not. So now in the sheet 2 you can see it able to paste my data from sheet 1 to sheet 2 successfully. But before going further, the other thing that I like to tell you, that whenever you start working in VBA and whenever you start writing a macro in VBA, by default the sheet 1 is the by default. So whatever changes you will do, VBA will think that you are trying to do it in sheet 1. So sometimes you don't need to mention it. Suppose if I don't mention that go to worksheet sheet 1, because by default the sheet 1 or the most left sheet is the active sheet considered when you are writing a VBA code. So suppose if I don't write it, probably I will not get any error because VBA automatically understand or by default understand that I'm talking about sheet 1. So let's see it gives me an error or not. Hopefully it will not give me an error. So I will just delete it so that we're able to see that it have made the process successfully or not. And I can see, you can see it's still working, so everything looks good. So I don't need to mention that while copying here, especially if I am copying it from sheet 1. So everything works. So this is the way I can comment it out for you guys for same sheet if you are trying to copy paste within the same workbook. But different sheets. And now I will show you guys that how you can copy paste between different workbooks with the help of VBA. So how we can copy paste in different workbooks. So in order for that, when it comes to copy paste within different workbooks, what we can do is that we can first use our previous code and we can edit it accordingly. So here, and instead of, when it comes to after pasting, so what I will be doing, I will be saying underscore and then enter. So after writing underscore, I can enter, and both two lines will be considered as the one code line, but it can allow you to read it more properly. So what I will do, I will open this is the XLS file that I have, which is book2. And so now suppose if I want to copy from book 1, the A1 to A7, and I want to copy this data and want to paste it in the B column of book 2 of mine. So this is a separate file. How can I do that? So another important thing is that when I open the book 2 file, you can see that I have also another VBA project file which is shown here, which is book 2 book 2. So while writing this code, make sure that you have opened both of the books from where you are copying and where you are pasting. Otherwise, you will get an error. Again, you have to open both of the files from where you are copying the data and where you are pasting. So here, when I have copied the data from my book 1, now I'm pasting it, but before pasting it, I also have to tell the workbook name. So in order to do that, I'll be saying workbook and then after that I will be saying book 2, and don't forget to write down the file name. It's an XLSX file, and dot. So I have copied the data and I want to paste it in B1 to B7. So let's say if it works or not. Play it. And let me check. I think I got an error. So what I have done is I have changed the syntax. So when you are moving data from one workbook to another workbook, it's better to specify the workbook name first, and then worksheet name, and then range, and then copy, and then after space I am using the underscore, and then I'm entering. So now these two lines are working as the same command or as the same syntax, and then I am mentioning my second workbook. As I said, that you have to open this second workbook before running this command, otherwise you will get an error. And worksheet 1, on which I paste, and I want to paste it from B1 to B7, and if I execute it now, you can see, if I go to my book 2, the data got pasted from B1 to B7, which is fine. So I think my code is working. So this is one of the way you can copy paste the data from one workbook to another workbook. So currently I have discussed how you can copy the data within the sheets, then within different sheets but within the same workbook, and then how you can copy within different workbooks. And now what I will do, I will discuss that about special copy pasting options. So I will be saying special copy pasting options. So what I will do now, so here you can see, if I go to my sheet 1, I have this data in which I have different column weights. So suppose if I copy this now and copy it, and if I come to column E and right click it, there is an option special, paste special, and if I go to paste special, so there are different options. So suppose if I go to this option, formatting, so it's saying that paste formatting. So what the formatting I've done, it haven't copied the data, but it just have copied the formatting of those cells. So in that cell I have yellow color, and suppose if I write down something, it's also bold. So it haven't copied the exact data, but have copied the formatting style of those cells. So we will first discuss that option, and after that I will discuss that suppose if you want to copy the column width, so how you can say do that. So I will say Control C, and then I will say come to column F, and if I right click it, sorry, I haven't copied the data. Control C, and now if I right click it and go to again Paste Special, under the Paste Special, if you look at this option, is saying that keep source column width. So we will also see, now you can see that it not only have copied the data, but also have copied the formatting and also the column width too. And in the end, we also discuss another style. If I come here, if I right click again, and if I come here, I will say paste the values only. So don't copy any formatting, just give me the values that I have copied. So we will all discuss these three things, that how you can do with the help of macro. So before going further, what I will do, I will just delete it here, and now I will go to my macro. So what I will be doing now, so I am working in the sheet 1 only. So first I will say range, and I'm giving the range A1 to A7, and then I will be saying copy, because I am selecting from the sheet 1, that's why I am not given any range, any worksheet name. So an enter sign, and then I will be saying where I want to paste. So I will be saying range. So suppose if I want to paste it in H1, and then I will be saying dot paste special, and after paste special I will be saying space, and I will be saying XL, and I will be saying paste format only. There are different options you can select, and now let's see, if I execute the code, let's see what happens. You can see in the H column, H1, it have just pasted the format. Suppose if I write down something here, it will be bold, because it have copied only the format of this part that I have copied. And now what I will do, I will write down another part, but I will copy the same syntax, paste it here. And now instead of format, I also want to paste the column width. So I will say XL, and then I will be writing down paste, and then column width. And let's see, if I, instead of H1, now I will be saying J1. Let's do it. Actually, I haven't write down the widths. There must be an S in the end. That's why I was getting an error. So now let's see if I execute it now. Sorry. You can see that it have pasted the column width here. And in the end, what I will be doing is now that I will going back to my macro window, and now I will share another option, which is pasting the values. So suppose if I say, if I copy the same thing again, and here instead of just, so I will not change J1, but here what I will be writing down now is XL paste values. So as you can see in that list, there are so many other options that you can use to paste your data in a special format or in a special style according to your need. So currently I have just copied the column width. Now I can also paste the values in it too. and now you can see within that J I also have pasted the values from that I have copied from here. So as you can see that how easily we have copied have done spatial pasting with the help of VBA. So before ending this video, I would like to one thing that I would like to add, that currently we were working in the sheet 1, but suppose if you have this workbook and you also want to do the copy pasting from sheet 2 to some other destination. In order to do that, so suppose if you are working in sheet 2, so before starting copy pasting from sheet 2, what you have to do is that you have to say worksheet, and then you have to mention the sheet name, sheet 2, then dot select. So it's mean that you are working on that sheet now, and after that suppose if I go to sheet 1, so this is the first two part of you want to copy. So suppose C1 to C3 you want to copy, you will be saying, the important thing is that first you have to select the sheet, and then you can say range C1 to C3, C1 to C3, copy, and then you can specify the destination place, suppose G. So I'll be saying range. So suppose if I want my data to be pasted starting from G2, so I'll do it now like this. So hopefully when I will do it, run it, you can see my data got pasted here in G2 from here to here. So in this video we have discussed that how you can copy pasted the data, and then how first we have discussed that how you can copy paste the data from within the workbook, and then how you can copy paste the data from one workbook to another workbook. Then we also have discussed that how you can copy paste the data in different spatial formats. So that's all about the today's video. Thank you for watching the video.